the great things about Stable Diffusion is that it's open source and has a wonderful community. And you can find it anywhere, like YouTube right now, Reddit, Hugging Face, or one of my favorites, CivitAI. CivitAI has a ton of cool models built by members of the community. And today, I want to highlight one of these unique models, the LeLo LEGO LoRA. It's a fun and unique idea that personally I would never think of, and I cannot wait to explore what this model has for us. So let's go ahead and jump right in, beginning with Compute Grid, the easiest way to boost your graphics processing and easily use Stable Diffusion and ComfyUI without having to worry about pesky installs. All we have to do is go to All Instances, select the GPU we want to use, and then click Start Instance. Compute Grid then builds me a personal, private virtual machine with my selected GPU, with the added benefit that all the instances have not only just SDXL pre-installed, but even Llama 3, a LLM built by MetaAI. And so all I have to do once my instance is loaded is go past Llama 3 to the SDXL tab under Example Machine Learning Workflows, and then just click Launch SDXL. Compute Grid then does all the work for me. But there is one thing that we will have to do manually that Compute Grid can't do for us, and that's install our CivitAI model. To do that, we'll have to go inside of our virtual machine using SSH and add it to the appropriate models folder. Now, I will be going through this process relatively quickly today, but I do have an in-depth video that covers SSH and model install better on our channel. So if you need to go and look at that and then come back here, feel free to. But all in all, the process is fairly simple and you only need to know a few commands. First though, let's go ahead and pull up our terminal. We're then going to go ahead and copy the SSH command. We'll respond with yes. And then we're going to copy our randomly generated password. And we are now inside of our instance. So from here, we're going to do cd, and then we're going to type in ComfyUI with a capital C. If you start typing in the first few letters and then tab, it should autocomplete for you. And then we're going to cd into the models folder. And then if we use the ls command, we're going to see all the other types of models inside of this folder. And we know ours is a LoRa type of model, so we are going to cd into the LoRa folder. If we do ls one more time, we see there's nothing else here. But now that we are inside of our folder, we're going to go back to our models CivitAI page, over to the little download button. But we're going to right click it and then take the copy link address, going back to our instance and to our terminal. And then here we're going to type wget and then our link. And so our model is now saved, but it is saved as this 318915, and that's to be expected just because of the way it was installed. Download models, this is model 318915. But let's go ahead and rename it using the mv move command. And then you can name it whatever you'd like. I'm going to name mine LeLo LEGO LoRA. And like I said, you can name it whatever you like. Just make sure that it ends in safe tensors file if it's a safe tensors file. If it isn't, whatever that file type is, just make sure it ends in that type. And perfect. We can go ahead and use ls once again, and we'll see that we have successfully installed our LEGO LoRA. And so now that that's done, we can go ahead and get started in ComfyUI by clicking our little link. And perfect. You should be looking at the default workflow. This is not it, obviously. And so go ahead and just click Load Default. Perfect. And now we know that we're working with the LoRa today, so we'll be needing a Load LoRA as our first node. And we can go ahead and just move this in between the checkpoints and our prompts. And let's go ahead and connect it in using the model input. And also while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and change the strength from 1 to 0.8 as recommended for this model. Now this model also recommends that we use a node called clip set last layer. Oh, there it is. And what this node does is kind of what the name would imply. It sets the last layer available for diffusion. And so essentially what that means is the node counts from the end, so -1 is going to refer to the very last layer. And so this is going to tell the model to use the entire model, skipping nothing, up until the very last layer. And so we're just going to go ahead and put that conditioning in through the LoRA, which is then going to pass it over to our clip prompts. Just like so. And now let's go ahead and adjust our latent image dimensions. Today I'll be using 864 by 1152, which is an improved SDXL resolution that can be used for the 3 by 4 images. And then after that, let's adjust our K sampler next. I'm going to go ahead and adjust my steps from 20 to 30. I'm going to leave my CFG alone for now, but I will change my sampler and scheduler. I'll be using DPM++ 3M, SDE, and then we'll be using Keras as our scheduler. Perfect. And now it is time for the fun part, our prompts. Now for this model, we do have to include some trigger words. And no, I'm not referring to things like trigger warning blood, but if we instead go back to our CivitAI page again, we'll see that on the right-hand side, we have trigger words that say Lego minifig, Lego brickheads, and then Lego creator. And so we'll be needing to use these trigger words to trigger proper image generation for this model, just by explicitly telling it what we're wanting it to produce. Let's go ahead and go back to ComfyUI, and I think we should go ahead and just start with the Lego brickheads. Lego brickheads, and I'm just going to start easy, and we're just going to do Batman, because why not? And then for my negative prompt though, I'm going to go ahead and just add in a few words, so ugly, disfigured, deformed, worse quality, and low quality. Perfect. I'm going to leave this negative prompt the same for all of my images. And so now let's go ahead and queue prompt and see what we get. Not too bad, but not what I was wanting. Let's see if I say Batman the Dark Knight, if it'll know what I'm wanting a bit more. Much better. Okay, so fairly simple, but you know, let's see how it does now if we do a minifig, but this time let's try to create his arch nemesis, the Joker. So we're going to do Lego minifig, and we're going to specify this is Batman's the Joker, and let's see what we get now. Okay, there we go. So not bad. I will say though that Batman and the Joker are two iconic characters. So I do want to try something a little bit different, and I want to try to create Detective James Gordon. And that's not me saying he isn't iconic, but I think his lack of multicolored tights and bright green hair will make it a little bit harder for the model to know who he is. So for him though, we will have to be more descriptive about what he actually looks like and not necessarily who he is. And so to save you guys all of that, I already made his prompt to save you all of my typing sounds. And instead though, I'll just kind of read it out to you guys. We have a prominent police detective standing in the foreground of a dark, dimly lit city. He wears a large beige overcoat with a dark suit and glasses, conveying an aura of authority and composure. His face shows determination with sharp features, short dark hair, and an impressive mustache. And that is James Gordon. So with this model, when you try to make a mini figurine, if you have a certain person or look you're going for, I recommend describing it as best as you can, describing not only what you're wanting it to look like background-wise, but also who is this character, what are they dressed as, and what is their pose or position, if you will. But no, this is a great James Gordon. So now that we have created the one only Batman, we have created his arch enemy, and we have now created one of his most loyal allies. But we don't yet have one of his most well-known accessories, the Batmobile. So for this one prompt, we're going to do kind of in the middle with the links. We're going to say it's a Lego creator instead, and I will name it the Batmobile because it is fairly iconic, but just in case, we're also going to make a point to include the description of it. So I'm going to describe it as a long, luxurious, all-black car with yellow wheels. And then it's going to have bat-like wings protruding from the rear sides. Perfect. Let's go ahead and see what we get for this one. Not too shabby. Let's see if I can get to create another version. Much better. Okay, much better. So though, with this model, we aren't able to create an entire Lego cityscape, unfortunately. We can create singular creations. So although I cannot build the entirety of Gotham City, I can still build parts of Gotham, like the Gotham City Police Station. So we're going to leave Lego Creator there, and we're just going to put Gotham Police Station on top, with Batman on top. Of the building, and just in case, I want it to be a black police station. Perfect. And just like that, we have successfully explored the amazing LeLo LEGO LoRA using Stable Diffusion on Compute Grid. From iconic characters like Batman and the Joker to unique creations like Detective James Gordon and the Batmobile, the possibilities are endless with this creative tool. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, or at the very least entertaining. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, like more cool unique models that you want to shine a spotlight on, then please drop them in the comments below. I love hearing your feedback and ideas. But until next time, keep exploring, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching!